In this video, we're going to talk about Breatharianism. Breatharian, okay? What is Breatharian? What is Breatharianism? Essentially, it's the ability to be fully sustained, fully healthy, fully vital, fully alive without food, without the need to consume physical dense food as a source of energy, but rather getting your energetic needs from other means. And one of the most famous breatharians in history is the famous or infamous, depending on how you want to look at him, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ went to the desert for 40 nights and 40 days. It's a desert. You know how hot it is? I mean, you'd be massively dehydrated. You die, I mean, science tells you die within a few days, right? Well, Jesus was okay because Jesus was living off the prana. Jesus was being nourished by energy, by the all-pervading energy. Energy is, everything's energy. Your energy and everything around you and everything inside of you and everything that is within your realm of conception, perception, inception is energy. A thought form. A thought is a form of energy. Words are a form of energy. Colors. There's color therapy is energy. The sun is energy. Water is energy. Food is energy. Everything's energy. Everything's energy. You listening to my words right now, listening to the way I am speaking, is giving you a certain type of energy or tuning you into a certain frequency. So Breatharianism isn't some new movement in the skies. No. It simply is about becoming more aware of your connection to the larger system, to the totality of all things, to the energy at large, and then beginning to shift over from being predominantly based off of denser forms of energy into more subtler forms of energy that are infinitely more abundant in energy. Infinitely more abundant. So I can describe it to you like this. This is a good analogy to understand what Breatharianism is all about. You have a car. Most cars right now are running off fossil fuels, right? Fossil fuels. We extract them from the earth, we process them, and we use them for our cars, to power our houses, etc. Now we've gone beyond coal and into gas and petroleum, okay? Because they're just a little bit more refined, they give you more energy, more efficiency, more effectively, right? So we move past coal into fossil fuels, and you can think of that as moving past a meat-dominant diet into a fruits and vegetables dominated diet, a plant-based dominated diet. That's like making the shift over. Still very much fossil fuels. You're feeding your body fossil fuels. Now, what are we doing with our cars and our houses and everything else now? What are we moving into as a global society? We're moving into solar panels. We're moving into wind-powered engines, solar-powered panels, houses, and cars, okay? And we're doing it with wind, we're doing it with water, we're doing it with electricity, okay? We got the Teslas now, electrical cars. So, same thing can be done to the human body, okay? Same thing can be done to the human body. You could start to switch it to be from being predominantly dependent on fossil fuels and more so predominantly operated from more subtler forms of energy that are infinitely more abundant, okay? And if you keep going down and down into subtler forms of energy, you get to the infinite, and you could just be powered infinitely by energy, just like Jesus was in the desert, okay? And Jesus isn't the only one. There are many historical Breatharians. Jesus is the most famous one of them, at least here in the West, right? So that's what breatharianism is switching over from fossil fuels into more efficient, more effective forms of energy to power you. Now that might seem a little bit far off to you. Okay, and I can totally see that. I mean, when I first heard it, I was like, far out. Don't we need food? I mean, that's what it's, I mean, I grew up thinking I need food. You know, first of all, I grew up thinking I need food 3 times a day. And then eventually I realized I just need it once a day. But hold on, why not keep going? Why not keep going? Because I'm seeing that now that I'm eating once a day, oh, I'm much healthier than when I was eating 3 times a day. Now that I'm seeing that my diet is plant-based, I'm seeing that I'm more energetic also. So hold on. Maybe I could keep going down the rabbit hole. What if I keep reducing and reducing? What if I follow along with Lao Tzu's words? Reduce and reduce. If you wanna learn, gain daily. If you wanna obtain Tao, reduce daily. Reduce and reduce until all action is reduced to non-action. Hold on. What if I keep going down that rabbit hole? And as it turns out, the most abundant form of energy is when you go into meditation and you go into a deep meditative state. You get further and further into it. You're exactly like Lao Tzu said, in the non-action part of things. And yet, that's the best place you can be. That's the most energy you have. Okay? So, you're shifting over. That's all it is. That's all it is, folks. As above, so below. And you can see this happening in the microcosm and in the macrocosm. It's amazing to me how we as a society are now switching over from fossil fuels into alternative fuels, into more subtle fuels, right? With fossil fuels, you could touch the fuel, you could see it, you know, you could process it. But now we're using solar. I mean, we can't even really see photons, but yet we can have solar panels. We could be solar powered society right now. But of course, because of the money and the oil companies are going to milk it. But they're already, I worked in an oil company, by the way. I worked in an oil company for a year. I have a chemical engineering degree and I'm really impressed by it, if you want to know the truth. And yeah, even they are. I work in a very big oil company. Even they are switching over. I work in the sustainability department. They know it, but they're going to milk it. They're going to milk it. But we could right now, if money was not a thing, okay, if we didn't have greedy people in power, we could become a solar-powered society. But what are we using? Photons. We're using light. Okay, we can't even really see it. It's not even really tangible, but it's so much more abundant, so much more effective, so much more efficient. So you see that it isn't so far-fetched that the human body, as above, so below, as within, so without. If we're seeing that outside of us, that seems to be the trend, and actually it is overall, it's an evolution. Then who's to say that within us, within the human body, that it's not also the same thing? That we can just shift over from fossil fuels, more tangible forms of energy, denser forms of energy, into more intangible, subtler, yet infinitely more abundant sources, cleaner. Solar is much cleaner. If you have a car that is solar powered, it's infinitely cleaner than for the car to be powered by fossil fuels. You understand? In the same way, you would shift into a cleaner form, cleaner version. My Breatharian teacher, Eli Tom Elamin, I call him my teacher. I enthusiastically call him my teacher because he is like a Master Yoda. I love him. You could just look him up on YouTube, okay? Just look up the word Breatharian, you'll come across him. Because all his videos, he's capitalizing on the keywords. He uses the word Breatharian in the first of it, okay? He's hilarious. He's a Master Yoda. Even sounds like Master Yoda. That's how hilarious the whole scene is. So I'm actually using his explanation for it, that the whole fossil fuel thing. And he's also starting to hint at the notion of immortality, because you're starting to use such clean sources for energy, for your body to operate, for your mind-body complex to operate, that we're now starting to think about. He's mentioning immortality. He's mentioning immortality. So that's how clean these new forms of energy are, as opposed to the fossil fuels that we're consuming our energy through in the form of physical, dense foods. You've got to recognize that this is just a program, that we've been programmed to get our energy from denser foods, denser material. And all it is just a program. Now, this may seem far out to you, but let me give you a few examples here that may make it seem a little bit more, okay, there may be something to this. If you've ever fallen in love with someone, just go back to your high school days. If it has been that long since you've fallen in love with someone, or if you've fallen in love again, but it wasn't the same as when you were in high school, well, what do you remember about that experience? You didn't eat much, did you? You didn't sleep much, did you? You were thinking about your sweetheart 24/7. That was giving you so much energy. Now, what was happening? You weren't sleeping much, you weren't eating much. Your body was going on just fine. Everything was going on just fine. Your heart was beating just fine. Your cells were regenerating just fine. You were sleeping like 2 hours a night. All you could think about is your sweetheart. So all you could think about is your sweetheart. What is my sweetheart doing now? I wonder. You check your phone. What is she doing? She texts me, you text her, she texts you. Okay? Meanwhile, you're barely eating, you're barely sleeping. That's all you can think about. The thought of your sweetheart is powering you as an organism. You see how you're using a subtle form of energy, thought. Thought is infinitely, by the way, a cleaner source of energy than physical food. That's why they say mind over matter. Okay? If you use the power of thought, it's a subtle form of energy, right? It's subtler. It's on a subtle level. But it's so much more powerful than physical dense foods. If you know how to use it, that is. If you know how to use you could give me right now, tell me, install a solar panel in the house you're living in. I don't know how to use it. But if somebody teaches me how to do it, I'll happily do it, and that's it. No, I can't. I don't pay for gas bill anymore, and it's better for the environment. So somebody got to teach you, right? So if you know how to use your thought, it's actually more powerful than eating food. Okay, so the thought of your sweetheart, just the thought of her, the thought of him, has kept you all night, kept you from eating. But meanwhile, all your body functioning is functioning at an optimal level. It's in tip-top shape. In fact, you've never felt better. You go work out, you're still thinking about your sweetheart. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna impress her. You know, I'm gonna get some titties that I can juggle, and she's gonna really like it, and she's gonna get all wet and stuff. And oh yeah, the thought of your sweetheart, the thought of impressing your sweetheart, is giving you energy to work out. It's giving you energy like never before. You go out with your friends. You're the happiest guy. What's happening here? Not only is everything that has previously gone into your body, all the functions of it are going smoothly, they're going even better. You're going even better. You're laughing more. You're just a pleasure to be around. You're powered by thought. You're powered by the thought of your sweetheart. Okay? So there's a good example. So now you see what I'm talking about here? You see where I'm coming with this? You've got to ask yourself, what's happening here? Your heart is beating right now. What is going on? Who's beating your heart? Heart is just beating. This is the Tao, Chi. This is the way, the force, the life force. This is the force from Star Wars. This is the force. It permeates through everything. It permeates through you. It is what's beating your heart right now. It is what digests and processes your food. It is what does everything. Now, what if you could learn? What if somebody can come and teach you how to install the solar panel? What if somebody can come in and show you how to make your car go from fossil fuels to electric? What if somebody gave you money right now to go and buy a Tesla? And you have a car powered by electricity. You would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it in a heartbeat. Not only are you going to be doing it better for the environment, it's going to cost you less. Okay? It's going to cost you less to run. I would do it if somebody gave me the money. Now, what if somebody comes in and says, look, I'm going to show you how to run your physical body. And hey, you want to build muscle? You want to do whatever you want. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Everything will be as is. All you're doing is you're switching over sources of energy. That's all that's happening. Don't worry. You ain't gonna look like you're malnourished. Nothing. You're not even gonna feel tired. You're gonna have infinitely more energy. Infinitely more energy. than you ever done before, because you don't even need to, why need to use fossil fuels when you can be solar powered? Now solar, sun gazing, being powered solarly is just one way of doing it. Meditation, by the way, is the most powerful way of tapping into the energy that is available to you every moment. Okay? So if somebody comes in and says, I'm going to teach you how to do it, wouldn't you want to do it? Wouldn't you want to do it? Wouldn't you want to be more efficient, more cleaner? Eli Tom, my teacher Eli Tom, he's talking immortality now, but he's being mindful of it. He's saying, I don't want to jump the ship too much. I don't want to fire the gun too early, you know, but he's hinting at it. He's hinting at it as a possibility. He's a breatharian. He's been in the journey for 19 years. He sees it, and go watch his videos. He's hilarious. He's beaming with energy, and every word that he says, you can tell it's divine. It's coming from the source. He is high up the skies. Okay, he doesn't even drink, doesn't even eat. He does it like he did it. The last time he did it was sometime, I think, in 2017. He just ate with his son. They just did it. I think it was the New Year's. You know, you do it because the opportunity comes, or there is a social gathering or whatever. But actually, according to my teacher Eli Tom, you don't even want to eat at that point. Because, again, why go fossil fuels if you can be solar powered? So now, maybe you have a better understanding of this now, of a more tangible way even. Again, the thought of your sweetheart. Now, I used to do something back in the days where I'd be exhausted. I'd come back from home. I'd be exhausted from work, right? This was actually in the year that I worked in an oil company. I'd be exhausted. But then I'd listen to Eminem till I collapse, and I'd listen to motivational speeches. And within 20 minutes, not only would I be energized, I'd be jumping up and down like a crazy maniac, and I'd go to the gym. Now, what the hell happened there? Words. Words have energized me. They give me incredible, insane amount of energy. And I'd go to the gym and I'd bench press 2 plates, and I'd do all this crazy stuff. Thoughts. Of course, eventually I'd pay for it because I'd start to get sick because my body was telling me to rest. So now I understand. Nevertheless, at the moment of it, the words gave me energy, gave me thought. The thought of it, the words are sound vibrations. And they've given me energy. And boom, I went in, I had a tremendous workout. Now, when you sleep, you don't think of it as I'm getting energy, because we're wired to think that energy can only be obtained through food. No. What happens when you sleep is you tap it's called unconscious meditation. You're tapping into cosmic energy, and that's why when you sleep, you heal, you rest, you wake up, you feel rejuvenated, or you had a little cut here, no more, a little zit here, no more. You tapped into cosmic energy. It's the cosmic energy, the cosmic Tao, the Qi, the universal Qi, that is doing all the work, that is healing you, that is building the muscle, that is doing all of this stuff, etc., etc., etc. Okay, I know in a previous video I said that I'm on the journey of switching over my fuel source. But I'll tell you something, I'm even a bazillion more times confident that not only can I, over time, over a period of training and meditation and solar gazing, etc., sun gazing and doing all these things, grounding, I'm pretty confident that I can maintain this decent, ripped body that I have at the moment. Because I understand it now. I understand it. I understand that the essence of breatharianism isn't to stop food. And in fact, that's not what you want to focus on. Forget about it. If all you're focused on is not eating, you're not going to get much with this work. No, you've got to now focus on the fuel source. Bring in the light to get rid of the darkness. It's the same thing, same concept. You start to look for alternative fuels. And I'll give you a few alternative fuels here. Meditation. Like my teacher Eli Tom says, meditation is the foundation. He keeps drilling it into his students' minds. Meditation is the foundation. I swear to God, I woke up in the middle of the night 2 nights ago, and I was saying, meditation is the foundation. Meditation is the foundation. Okay? That's how you know that the brainwashing is working. the indoctrination to this new software is working, the Breatharian software. Because I woke up in the middle of the night, I was like, meditation is the foundation. And I've been meditating a lot. I've been meditating now for a couple of hours a day. Easy, because I understand that I'm tapping into higher powers, into the cosmic power, the same power that heals me and rejuvenates me when I'm sleeping and when I'm alive. It's the same thing that is animating me, talking takes energy. Okay, and believe me, I've got a lot of it when it comes to talking, right? And what is animating me right now is this same force. So when you meditate, you can go subtler and subtler, subtler and subtler, to subtler forms. And as you go subtler, it's just like nuclear energy. The more you go into it, the more energy it yields until you go for infinity. So the more you go subtler forms of energy, the more energy you have, the more abundant it is until you get to infinity. Okay, now I've got to pause this because of the stupid recording limit. So as I was saying, nuclear energy. Why is it that nuclear energy yields more energy than atomic energy? Because you're going deeper and deeper, subtler and subtler, more and more into it. That's what we're trying to do as we shift into alternative fuels, because you're going to end up having all the energy in the world. Believe me, all the energy in the world. So, we talked about meditation. Meditation is the foundation. Okay, meditation is how you begin to tap into these altered and other forms of energy. Again, don't worry about, am I getting enough protein? Am I getting enough fats? Am I going to stop getting boners? No. Stop all that thinking. Exit the modern nutrition software, enter a new software. And call the software energy. Look at everything in terms of energy. It'll do everything for you. If you give the muscle a stimulus, it'll grow. The energy. If you're getting energy through meditation, it'll grow. Okay? You don't have to worry about that. You do not have to worry about that. Don't worry about the little annoying bullshit technicalities. Okay? So, meditation is one. Meditation is the foundation. Sun gazing. Okay, sun gazing. Sun gazing. I made a video about sun gazing. Oh, if you have not watched it, it's one of my recent videos. Go check it out. Sun gazing. Okay, and you're using the sun to become solar powered. You know how now we have different alternative fuels. We've got wind, we've got solar, we've got electricity. Well, as above, so below, as within, so without. Solar for us. So solar. Let's use cars. Solar cars, solar houses, right? For us to switch, we switch it to sun gazing. So that's our solar. Electricity, electric cars, that's meditation. Okay? Because you get into it deeper and deeper, it's more electricity. You have access to electrical energy. Okay? So that's meditation. So meditation, sun gazing, solar, to become solar powered. And that sun gazing takes about 2 years. Between 9 months and up to 2-3 years even, depending on how you practice it and your consistency, to be sustained from it. That's number 2. So we talked meditation, we said sun gazing. 3 is grounding. You walk every day for an hour on sand or dirt. And when you're sun gazing, you stand either on sand or on dirt. So these are right there, the equivalent of wind, solar, and electricity. Just like, again, use our cars as an example, because this is just another car. An organic bio car, if you will. Okay? So, now these are just few ways, alternative energies. Thoughts. Brainwash yourself with people that make you feel expansive. Now, if you think that my words give you certain level of expansion, you feel expanded and more energetic when you watch my videos, then make sure I brainwash the hell out of you. Make sure you're always listening to my videos, and anybody else who gives you the sense of expansion, you make sure you brainwash yourself with their energy, because you're now listening to my words. Sound is another form of energy. Music, form of energy. Movement, stretching. Why do you think yogis stretch before they sit down and meditate? They want to relax the body so the energy, the cosmic energy, can flow through it. You understand what I'm saying here? Movement, dancing. Okay, if you dance, you allow the energy, the force to flow through you in a certain way, and it flows. There are no blockages. It releases the blockages. exercise. You oxygenate your body. Pranayam. Pranayam. Why do you think cold showers are better than cocaine? Because when you go in a cold shower, you're breathing, you're hyperventilating, and you have more energy. Okay, you have more energy. So then you could manipulate your energy, manipulate your breathing patterns, use certain breathing techniques to energize you, to give you more energy. Now, you didn't eat, did you? When you how is it that if you went and took a cold shower right now, you feel infinitely more energetic than if you ate a piece of steak? A piece of steak is more than likely going to knock you out for a few hours. Okay? How come when you go take a cold shower, now, we're taught, programmed to think calorie-wise. No, wait for it to digest in this and it'll release its energy and you'll feel energized. What if I don't have to wait? What if I can power myself, switch myself over into more effective, cleaner forms of energy? You see where I'm going with this? You see what the premise of breatharianism is? It's not about being food-free, starving yourself, not at all. I don't plan, as I'm making the transition, I do not plan on starving myself, and I do not, I'm gonna switch over it like smoothly. I do not plan on losing my muscles neither. That is the last thing I plan, and in fact, that's my feedback. It means if I am losing muscle and if I'm becoming too skinny, and I'm becoming skin and bones, then that means I've let go of food too quickly, and I'll eat more, I'll eat again. Why? Because I'm clearly not yet connected enough to other forms of energy that will sustain the muscle building phase and everything else that is happening. So I'm making this shift very slowly. Believe me, very slowly. And my feedback is my body. My feedback, I've got a pretty nice ripped muscular body. That's my feedback. If I start to become skin and bones, it just simply means I've let go of food as a source of energy too quickly. I haven't yet fully got solar powered. I haven't yet fully went deep into my meditations. I have not yet fully done all these other things that will sustain me energetically, that will give me the energy needed to maintain my daily life, but in a much cleaner, more efficient way. You understand what I'm saying? So think of everything in terms of energy, really, and you'll go somewhere with this. You'll really go somewhere with this. So hopefully I explained this to you in more objective ways. Remember in my video that I said now I'm only eating fruits? Remember how I said I was really emotional and excited and wait for me to be more objective about it? I think this is the more objective version. Okay, you see where I'm coming with this. This is quite objective. It's a science, by the way. This is not humbo, jumbo, mumbo, hippy dippy bullshit. There's a science behind it. This is life. This is the way it is. This is the way it is, okay? So, very glad and excited to continuously share this journey of switching over fuel sources, which again can take a few years, but it's okay. There's no rush because again, like my teacher Eli Tom says, we're talking immortality here. So if I am going down that path, I am in no rush to get there, because once I get there, I'll have all this insane amount of energy and time and everything to do whatever it is. So I'm in no rush by this, by no means. Currently, I'm consuming food, you know, and in fact, if I feel like I'm being a little bit drained out of energy, I'm going to increase the consumption of food. And I'm slowly meditating more and more. I started the sun gazing. Again, it takes 9 months up to 2 years of consistent practice with sun gazing to become solar powered, if you will, to charge your battery with solar energy. So I'm being very gentle, very patient. Like my teacher says, Eli Tom, eat your way into breatharianism. He recommends it. You eat your way, meaning you've got to think for food right now, keep eating it. But keep doing your meditations, keep doing your sun gazing, keep doing everything else. And eventually, doing all of these practices, you'll outgrow your food addiction or your craving for something. That's a much healthier way to go on about it. So I'm sort of kind of giving myself a pass. If you want to eat something, eat it. And if you feel like you need to increase your food intake, increase it. No ego here. No ego, no I'm going to do this, no willpower, no forcing things, because I've learned like when you do that, there is a backlash always. Every action has a reaction. So if we go into it baby steps and we be gentle with ourselves in the process, very gentle, Okay, you know, very gentle, very slowly do the programming, because you've got to reprogram also. You're exiting the mass consciousness software of I need food, physical dense foods to survive and thrive. And believe me, if you switch over, you'll be thriving a bazillion times more. Again, we know solar powered cars, solar powered houses are infinitely more abundant in energy and cleaner and just better for your pockets and better for the environment than fossil fuels. In the same way, switching over to these alternate fuels for your mind-body complex is going to be better in every single way possible. So being gentle with yourself is absolutely key. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm being very gentle with myself. I'm not going to starve myself. I'm not going to do anything like that. Anything like that. In fact, when I make this shift, it's going to feel like, really? Huh, interesting. Interesting. I guess I don't really need food now. That wasn't so bad. I mean, it might have taken me 3, 4, 5 years, but you know, because I've sort of, like Eli Tom says, ate my way into Breatharianism, it's not so bad. It really isn't so bad. And you know, I can see, you know, it's very easy for me to see, because I switch over from eating 3 meals a day to now eating once a day over a course of 5, 6 years. But now looking back, I'm like, that was easy, because it was baby steps, little by little, little by little. You understand? And now, from my days where I was eating three times a day, 3,000 calories a day, now I'm eating like between 500 and 800 calories a day, right? But I have way more energy now than I do when I was eating 3,000 calories and 3 meals a day. Okay? Clearly, I'm more plugged in now. I'm meditating, I'm doing pranayama, I'm doing breath work, I'm doing sun gazing, I'm sleeping. So I'm doing all these things to plug me into other sources of energy. So therefore, I need less food. And therefore, the energy sources that I'm getting my energy to do everything are cleaner sources. Okay, I can see that just in my own progression. You can see it in your own progression. Just look at yourself 5 years ago. There's a good chance your eating habits have gotten much better. You're probably more connected to other sources of energy. Therefore, you're feeling cleaner, more efficient, more effective. You see where I'm going with this? So, it's about making the switch over slowly and steadily. So, I've got a feeling if you've watched the video up until now, you are now curious, and perhaps my words here have done something to disarm your skeptical rational mind. As you can see, this is a scientific thing. It's a logical thing, in fact. It's just, it literally is an energy equation. That's all it is. So in our current energy equation in the mass consciousness, energy equals food. And then we forgot about all that other stuff. But really, it's energy equals food. Everything is energy, by the way. So then you can go energy equals food, okay, plus meditation, plus holotropic breathing and cold showers, plus solar energy, so sun gazing, plus dirt energy from the earth through connecting your toes with it, plus music, plus thoughts, plus dancing, plus hatha yoga, plus stretching, plus singing. All of these give you energy, plus Saeed's videos, plus on and on and on it goes. So you can see your relationship to energy now is a lot different. It's a lot different. So now if you feel hungry, go listen to music. Go listen to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. It'll energize you soon enough. So now when I'm hungry, I'm like, you need energy. Okay, just old programming. And now you're responding to the program by saying, go eat. Well, what if you could respond differently now? What if you could go listen to music? What if you could go just close your eyes and hum? And that works, by the way. I'll close my eyes and... And within about 15 minutes, the hunger is not there anymore, because the hunger is the hunger for energy. Okay? The fatigue is fatigue for energy. So I go and I either lay down or meditate, and I allow the cosmic energy to go through, and boom. Then suddenly I'm not hungry. Not only am I not hungry, I feel clean again. I feel sharper again. More full of light. So it's just about changing programs, changing softwares, right? So yeah, I will, you guys will see a lot of my videos about this, because I'm deeply immersed into this work. This is my path as of now, it seems. And I will be bringing on my teacher, Eli Tom Elamin, on a podcast. He's easily accessible. I've talked to him via Facebook, and I'll bring him on the podcast. I'm just going to wait a little bit before bringing him on, because I'm not yet, I mean, this is like bringing Master Yoda on, okay? This is literally like bringing Master Yoda. And I am Luke in this whole thing. That's my role in it. So I don't want to be too much of an idiot like Luke. Like, remember when Luke first came to Yoda? Such an idiot. Such an idiot, okay? Now, if I bring in Eli Tom, Master Yoda, if I bring him on the podcast right now, it's going to be embarrassing for me, okay? It's just, it was just watching Luke in that first encounter with Yoda, that was embarrassing. That was just really embarrassing for Luke, okay? And I really don't want to suffer the fate of Luke in his first encounter with Master Yoda. I'd want to be a little bit wiser about the whole thing, So I'm just waiting a little bit before bringing him on. But it's very exciting. So, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you appreciating these words and these videos. And I want to really take a bow here. Really, I take a bow for our Patreons. Thank you guys very much. You guys are amazing, wonderful, generous, amazing beings. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you for supporting this channel. I'll be going to Thailand soon, and really the funds, like your support is really coming in handy right now. It really is coming in handy as I'm doing my financial calculations for the personal money that I will need to just kind of live, if you will. Right? And I'll tell you something, this whole becoming breatharian, living off the prana, is going to make the expenses even less, and it's going to make things even smoother, right? So, but really, I appreciate your support, and I appreciate any support, guys, okay? If you really like these videos, you've got $2 a month to throw my way, like a cup of tea's worth or something, it'll help tremendously. If enough people do it, this is a community. And honestly, we don't need much money here for me personal use. Anything that go beyond that is going to go towards this channel, towards hosting retreats, towards starting a charity, spreading this work. Okay? So really, guys, anything you would throw my way, I would absolutely appreciate it. And Patreon family is a family to me. You guys are like literally family. And in fact, you're invited. By the way, any Patreon, any of the patrons, you guys are invited to come hang around where I am right now in Canada. Like right now, if you like, I'm in a room that's empty. We've got an empty room. Really, like anybody, you can come hang around here. And same offer goes to you unconditionally when I move to Thailand and everything. Okay, you guys are family. Thank you for your support. I love you. God bless. And until next time, may the force be with you.